Hey guys, welcome back to the Subtropical Fruit Forest. I'm Josh, and behind me is my Rollinia tree. Um, I'm really excited. I've actually got fruit on it this year. I've had to hand pollinate. You can actually see a flower just behind me there. I'll swap these around and I'll just chat a little bit about this tree and how it's grown. Okay, so I'll step back first to show you the size of this tree. Rollinias grow super fast. This guy is 4 years old. He's probably almost as high as my house. So he's probably about 4 meters high, and he's probably wider than he is actually high. He's flowered well from probably 2 years old. It flowered quite well. This year it put on the most flowers by far. We did get 2 fruit off it last year, though they didn't develop very well. I'm not sure why. Now this year I've actually been hand pollinating this tree, which is a bit tricky now, it's so tall. I got to get a step ladder out here, but I'll just show you. Something I'm super excited about is, if you can see here, just try and get the camera to focus. You can see we actually have a fruit there. That is a flower I hand pollinated. Actually, you can see another flower beside it here. But we do have a little fruit. And now around this tree, we've probably got 5 or 10 flowers that have been properly pollinated. You can see in all different spots. There's another one there. That one's also turning into a fruit. And the way I hand pollinate these guys, actually there's another one there. I hand pollinated a lot of them. But I'll come out here in the afternoon. These flowers actually turn, in the morning they're female, and by afternoon or night they actually turn male. So I come out here with a little dish. I'll put the little dish underneath the flower. I'll tap the flower to tap the pollen into the little dish. And then the next morning I'll come out here with a, it's like a Q-tip, and I'll rub some of the pollen. I'll basically turn the flower upside down, put the Q-tip over the top, and actually I just tap the pollen into the flower. And that seemed to have worked really well for me, but you have to remember, pollinate them in the morning, around sunrise, and then collect your pollen in the afternoon. I've tried pollinating them in the afternoon and it just doesn't work. It seems like you really need to get out there early in the morning and pollinate them. Let's come around this other side. This is my cha-cha tree. It's growing, it's sort of getting a little bit overshadowed by it at the moment. We actually have to do a walk around to the front jungle section again because everything's growing quite well. But Rollinias grow extremely fast, and I've had to prune this guy quite a few times. But I'm hoping to get a good 10-15 fruit off our Rollinia this year. For some reason, once again, our Rollinia's flowering in winter. I'm not sure why that is. I did have a little bit issues with watering this tree this year. As you can see underneath here, it's a bit hard to make out, but I also planted this one too deep. But I've dug a ton of soil out from around the base of this tree. I actually now fill the base up with water. That allows me to deep water it and it grows quite a bit better. I've also planted a vanilla bean, which you can see growing up the tree here. That's a cutting from my vanilla bean growing on my starfruit tree at the back. It's growing incredibly well, and my plan is to actually have vanilla beans growing up quite a few of the trees in the yard here. There's another one over here on my loquat tree, and that's another cutting. Another cutting I grew from out the back. It's now growing up to the middle. I mean, our loquat tree is actually flowering at the moment. It's just starting to put on some flowers. But this Rollinia, they don't actually really require much fertilizer. These guys grow extremely well here. It's a bit hard to make out in the photo, but I can see another larger fruit up there. These just grow incredibly well. Like, I do grow custard apples as well, and custard apples for me probably grow half the rate of our Rollinia. I just wanted to give you this update. I'll actually come back in a couple of weeks to show you those fruit as they get larger. But hand pollinating Rollinias is super vital. Rollinias aren't pollinated by bees. Bees can't actually get into their flowers. Natively they're pollinated by a small beetle, and sometimes we actually have that beetle here. I'll see it in the flowers some years. This year we've had so many flowers, but I haven't seen a single one of those beetles, which is a little frustrating because obviously they do the work for you. Though it's still a bit of a pleasure to come out here in the morning, hand pollinate these guys. You get out in the garden to start the day, which is quite nice. It's super important to remember. Collect your pollen in the afternoon. There's another flower here. Collect your pollen in the afternoon, and you'll see inside the flower, it's a bit hard in the picture though, if you have a tree you'll be able to see, once the inside of the flower looks like it's dried out in the afternoon, that's when you can collect your pollen. You'll see in the morning when they first open up, there's like a really moist environment inside the flower, and that's when they're best to pollinate. Anyways, thanks very much guys. I just wanted to give you a look at my Rollenia, which is a Brazilian custard apple. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.